Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa, a city where vibrant jacaranda trees bloomed against a backdrop of deep societal scars. Ashley Vance paints a vivid, almost haunting picture. South Africa was a land of breathtaking landscapes and silent wounds, its apartheid system enforcing racial divides that permeated every facet of life. For young Elon, home was an intricate mosaic of adventure, tension, and unspoken pain, a place where moments of wonder collided with undercurrents of turmoil. His father, Elon Musk, was a mechanical engineer, pilot, and sailor, a charismatic, larger-than-life figure whose exploits seemed drawn from the pages of an adventure novel. Errol took Elon, his younger brother Kimball, and sister Tosca on daring journeys that sparked a sense of boundless possibility in his eldest son's heart. They soared across Africa's vast savannas in a rickety Cessna, the plane shuddering through turbulent skies, its engines roar a symphony of freedom. They sailed through treacherous seas to remote islands, where the night sky blazed with stars so bright they seemed within reach. They explored abandoned mines, their walls glinting with the allure of hidden treasure, each expedition a lesson in courage and curiosity. Vance recounts a flight where Errol navigated a storm, landing on a remote airstrip with Elon wide-eyed in the co-pilot seat, absorbing the truth that bravery could conquer chaos. Those moments were pure magic, igniting in Elon a lifelong passion for exploration, a belief that the world held no limits for those bold enough to chase its horizons. I can almost feel the rush of wind, the thrill of a child glimpsing a universe without boundaries, and it stirs something deep within me, a longing for that same fearless wonder. Yet Errol was a complex, contradictory man, his brilliance shadowed by a darker side. Vance writes, Errol's temper and emotional distance cast a long shadow over his family, creating a home where joy was fleeting and tension ever present. His unpredictable moods, lavishing affection one day, unleashing harsh critiques the next, left Elon wounded, yearning for a father's warmth but often finding a storm instead. Our relationship was painful, Elon later confided to Vance, his voice heavy with the weight of those years, and my heart aches imagining that young boy navigating a love that felt like a battlefield. Kimball recalled Errol's ability to make you feel like the center of the universe, only to retreat into cold silence, leaving his children grasping for connection. Errol's charisma could enchant, but his volatility sowed insecurity, teaching Elon early that approval was hard-won and trust fragile. Those wounds didn't merely hurt, they forged him, etching a deep resolve to prove himself against a world that often felt unkind. I pause here, struck by how universal this pain feels, how many of us have carried scars from those we love, transforming them into fuel for our own journeys. Elon's struggle with his father is so human, so raw, a thread that binds his story to our own. In contrast, his mother, Mae Musk, was a radiant lifeline, a source of unwavering strength and inspiration. A Canadian-born model and dietitian, Mae was stunning, fiercely independent, and a pillar of resilience who held the family together through turbulent times. When she and Errol divorced around Elon's 8th year, Mae became the family's anchor, raising 3 children alone in a country rife with economic hardship and social unrest. We survived on peanut butter sandwiches and sheer determination, she told Vance, her voice a blend of exhaustion and defiance, and I'm in awe of her unyielding spirit. She juggled modeling shoots, nutrition consulting, and late-night paperwork, often working until dawn to keep the family afloat, yet never let her children's dreams falter. Keep moving forward no matter what, she'd tell them, her words a beacon of love and resolve, guiding them through the darkest moments. Vance describes Mae sewing clothes for her kids, teaching them to stretch every rand, and sharing tales of her own childhood adventures in Canada, where she'd roamed deserts with her pilot father, a dreamer who inspired her own boldness. Her grit is breathtaking, a testament to the power of a mother's love, and it's no wonder Elon inherited her tenacity, her refusal to surrender to circumstance. Mae wasn't just a provider, she was a visionary, showing Elon that even in the leanest times you could chase something extraordinary. I'm deeply moved thinking of her, a single mother in a challenging world, pouring her heart into her children's futures, shaping a boy who'd one day reshape the world. As the eldest, Elon was an enigma, a quiet, introspective child who seemed to inhabit a world of his own making. By age 5, he was devouring books far beyond his years. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, with its sweeping tales of heroism, Isaac Asimov's Foundation envisioning galactic civilizations, Frank Herbert's Dune with its desert prophets and cosmic destinies, even entire encyclopedias, memorizing facts with a mind like a steel vault. Vance captures his inner world with haunting clarity. Elon seemed to live in a universe of ideas, often unreachable even to those closest to him. Family members noticed he'd slip into trances, staring blankly as if his mind were charting distant galaxies. His cousin Peter recalled Elon pausing mid-conversation, only to return with a startling insight about space travel or ancient empires, his thoughts leaping across centuries. Those moments break my heart. They reveal a child who perceived the world differently, who bore the weight of his imagination alone. At family dinners, he'd recite encyclopedia entries on the properties of titanium, the mechanics of steam engines, or the fall of Rome, leaving relatives both awed and bemused, unsure how to connect with this otherworldly boy. His sister Tosca described him as belonging to the stars, and I can picture him, small and serious, carrying dreams too vast for his young frame, a solitary soul already reaching for the infinite dot. At 10, Elon received a Commodore VIC-20, a clunky computer that became his gateway to creation. He taught himself to code, studying manuals by candlelight during Pretoria's frequent power outages, his fingers dancing across keys in the stillness of night. Vance writes, Elon approached coding like a puzzle, each line a step toward mastery, and I'm captivated by the image of this child alone in his room weaving digital worlds. Within a year, he created Blaster, a space-themed video game inspired by his sci-fi obsession, featuring pixelated ships and laser battles across a starry void. He sold it to a magazine for $500, a remarkable achievement for a preteen in 1981 when personal computers were rare and the internet a distant dream. You can sense his quiet pride, the spark of realizing he could shape reality through his mind. His uncle recalled Elon sketching game designs on napkins, his imagination spilling over with ideas for new levels, new challenges, each a testament to his restless creativity. That early triumph wasn't just a paycheck, it was a glimpse of his destiny, a hint of the builder he'd become. I'm smiling at the thought, a 10-year-old coding his dreams into existence, unaware he'd one day code the future itself. Yet school was a crucible of cruelty. Pretoria Boys High School, a prestigious but rigid institution, prized conformity above all, and Elon, small, bookish, prone to correcting teachers or peers, was an easy target. The bullying was relentless, beginning with taunts about his size, his odd accent, his habit of spouting facts, and escalating to physical assaults that left him battered. Vance recounts a devastating incident at 15. A gang of boys pushed Elon down a concrete staircase, beating him so severely he landed in the hospital with a broken nose and concussion. The scars ran deeper than skin, Vance writes, and my chest tightens imagining him, bloodied and alone, yet refusing to break. He later told Vance he learned to take a punch, to stand up no matter the pain, a lesson that would echo through his life's battles. Classmates described him retreating to the library, burying himself in novels like Starship Troopers or computer magazines, finding refuge in worlds where heroes prevailed and innovation triumphed. The bullying wasn't merely physical, it was psychological, isolating him in ways that hardened his resolve but left lasting wounds. I'm struck by the weight of that pain, how it forged a resilience that would carry him through future failures, a strength born from surviving cruelty. South Africa's apartheid system cast a heavy shadow, its racial segregation enforced by brutal laws, its streets alive with protests and police crackdowns. Vance notes, Elon grew up in a society where inequality was enshrined, fueling his disdain for arbitrary authority. Newsreels from the era show marchers facing tear gas, armored vehicles rolling through townships, a world where tension was a constant hum. Mandatory military service loomed at 18, a prospect Elon abhorred, not only for its violence but for its moral cost. Serving a regime he saw as unjust clashed with the ideals he found in books about justice and exploration. America beckoned like a beacon. Silicon Valley, NASA, a land where innovation thrived without shackles. At 17, Elon made a heart-wrenching choice. With a few $100s, a single suitcase, and a one-way ticket, he boarded a plane for Canada, where his mother's family offered a starting point. I had to get out, he told Vance, his voice a mix of resolve and fear, and you can feel the gravity of that moment, the courage to abandon everything familiar, the uncertainty of the path ahead, the hope that burned brighter than doubt. I'm in awe of that 17-year-old, stepping into the unknown, chasing a future he could only envision. In Canada, Elon faced a stark reality. He couch-surfed with distant relatives, taking jobs that tested his endurance, shoveling grain in Saskatchewan's bitter cold, frost biting his fingers as the wind howled, cleaning boiler rooms in sweltering factories for $18 an hour, sweat and grime caking his skin. Working as a farmhand in endless fields, his hands blistered, his back aching under the sun. "Every job taught me resilience," he told Vance, and my heart swells at his tenacity. Those grueling days weren't just labor, they were shaping a man who'd never flinch at adversity. His cousin recalled Elon arriving at their farm, thin but determined, requesting the hardest tasks as if proving his mettle. These experiences grounded him, teaching him the value of perseverance, the strength to endure when dreams seemed distant. I can picture him, shivering in a barn, his mind drifting to a future where he'd build something extraordinary. And it's humbling to think of that quiet resolve. Elon enrolled at Queen's University in Ontario, immersing himself in physics and economics, disciplines that promised to unlock the universe's secrets and its systems. His professors were astonished by his intensity, a mind that didn't merely absorb knowledge but wrestled with it, asking questions that challenged their assumptions. Vance recounts a professor marveling at Elon's ability to derive equations from first principles as if textbooks were mere suggestions. In 1992, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, earning dual degrees in physics and economics at Wharton, one of the world's elite business schools. At Penn, his entrepreneurial spirit flared. With friend Adeo Resi, he rented a rundown frat house and transformed it into an illegal nightclub, charging $5 entry to fill it with students. It was a chaotic mess, but it paid the bills, Vance writes, and you can sense Elon's hustle, turning a dump into a gold mine. They managed rowdy crowds, fixed broken kegs, and cleaned beer-soaked floors at dawn, learning resourcefulness no lecture hall could impart. Resi recalled Elon's knack for thriving in chaos, a skill that would define his career. "I'm amused imagining a future billionaire running a college speakeasy, those early lessons in grit and ingenuity laying the groundwork for his future. In 1995, Elon began a PhD in physics at Stanford, drawn to Silicon Valley's electric energy where the internet was reshaping the world. Netscape's 1995 IPO ignited the dot-com boom, Yahoo was rising, and startups sprouted like wildfire. After 2 days, he dropped out. "I could watch the future unfold or shape it," he told Vance, "and that decision sends shivers down my spine." A 24-year-old betting everything on himself. Silicon Valley was a wild west of dial-up modems, internet cafes, and dreamers chasing the next big thing. With his brother Kimball, Elon co-founded Zip2, building online business directories, a digital yellow pages for a world embracing the web. They worked in a cramped office, surviving on cheap pizza and Red Bull, the hum of modems their constant companion. Elon coded relentlessly, often sleeping beside his computer, rewriting his team's work if it fell short. His intensity was a force of nature, Vance notes, and you can feel the pressure, the weight of his vision driving the team. Employees described late-night coding marathons, Elon hunched over his keyboard, eyes bloodshot but unyielding, debugging lines with surgical precision. Kimball recalled pitching to skeptical newspapers, convincing them to go online, while Elon built technology that helped outlets like the New York Times create interactive maps. In 1999, Compaq acquired Zip2 for $307 million, giving Elon $22 million at 28. The relief must have been profound, a validation after years of struggle, but Elon was already restless, his sights set on challenges beyond wealth. With his millions, Elon could have retreated to a life of ease, but he founded X.com in 1999 to revolutionize online banking, envisioning payments as seamless as email. It was a bold idea in an era of clunky transactions and wary banks. Vance describes Elon sketching a digital financial ecosystem, years ahead of its time, his mind leaping to a future others couldn't see. X.com merged with Confinity, led by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin to form PayPal, but the partnership was fraught. As CEO, Elon pushed for audacious moves, branding everything X, building a universal platform, while others favored caution. Boardroom battles were brutal, egos clashing over PayPal's direction. His ideas were galactic, but they fractured the team, Vance writes, and you can sense the tension, the frustration of a man whose vision outpaced his allies. Employees recalled heated debates, Elon arguing late into the night, his voice hoarse but unwavering, defending his dream of a digital economy. In 2000, while on honeymoon with Justine Wilson, the board staged a coup, replacing him with Thiel. It was a betrayal that cut to the bone, Vance notes, and my heart breaks for Elon, Blindsided during a moment of personal joy, his trust shattered. Yet he didn't walk away. He stayed as chairman and CTO, pouring his energy into PayPal's technology, ensuring its success. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion, and Elon's $165 million share was a fortune that could have ended his journey. But for him, it was just the beginning. With that wealth, Elon made an unthinkable choice. He wagered $100 million on SpaceX in 2002, aiming to colonize Mars and make humanity multiplanetary. The aerospace industry, titans like NASA, Boeing, and Lockheed Martin with billions in contracts, scoffed. Elon was a tech entrepreneur, not a rocket scientist, Vance writes, and you can feel their condescension, their dismissal of this outsider. But Elon didn't care about their laughter. He wanted to shame them into progress, and that defiance is electrifying, a spark that makes his story so compelling. He assembled a team of brilliant misfits in a bare-bones El Segundo warehouse, far from NASA's gleaming facilities. Tom Mueller, a propulsion expert frustrated by industry bureaucracy, designed SpaceX's Merlin engines, while others brought expertise from NASA or startups, drawn to Elon's vision. He demanded first principles thinking, stripping problems to their core physics, challenging decades of bloated aerospace costs. Why does a rocket cost $60 million? Break it down, he'd ask per Vance, his voice sharp with urgency, and you can picture him, leaning over a whiteboard, dismantling assumptions. The Falcon 1, their first rocket, was small but revolutionary, built in-house to slash costs. Elon was omnipresent, grilling engineers on thermodynamics, inspecting welds, sleeping on warehouse couches, his clothes rumpled but his mind razor-sharp. His presence was relentless, Vance writes, and you can feel the intensity, the shared obsession binding the team. Employees described Elon poring over blueprints at 3 a.m., rewriting software, his eyes blazing with focus. Mueller recalled Elon solving propulsion equations that stumped veterans, his hands flying across a calculator. The warehouse was a hive of chaos and purpose. Welders sparking, coders typing, Elon pacing, his voice echoing through debates about fuel ratios or aerodynamics. Building rockets was a brutal education. Unlike software, where failure means a crashed server, rocket failures mean fireballs and dreams reduced to ash. In 2006, the first Falcon 1 launch at Kwajalein Atoll exploded seconds after liftoff, years of work consumed in a heartbeat. It was like losing a child, an engineer told Vance, and my heart sinks imagining their devastation, the silence as smoke filled their screens. In 2007, the second launch failed, a fuel leak dooming the rocket, another blow that shook the team's faith. By 2008, the third launch was do or die, carrying NASA satellites and SpaceX's future. It crashed, a catastrophic loss that nearly bankrupted the company. Elon was funding SpaceX with personal loans, his PayPal millions gone, his marriage to Justine crumbling under the strain. Vance captures the breaking point. Elon broke down, tears streaming, telling his team, "We have one last chance." I'm choking up picturing him. Exhausted, voice trembling, carrying the dreams of hundreds. SpaceX was bleeding cash. Employees working 100-hour weeks, sleeping under desks, their families neglected. Elon micromanaged every detail. Fuel valves, software, aerodynamics, his intensity both a beacon and a burden. Engineers recalled him rewriting code at midnight, spotting flaws others missed, his hands shaking from caffeine and stress. The fourth launch in September 2008 was everything. SpaceX's final shot, Elon's last dollar, the team's breaking point. The control room was a sea of nerves, every beep a heartbeat, Vance writes. As Falcon 1 roared skyward, engineers held their breath. It reached orbit, a flawless success. Elon wept openly, hugging his team, Vance notes, and I'm tearing up imagining it. The relief, the joy, the vindication after years of agony. That triumph secured a $1.6 billion NASA contract to supply the International Space Station, a lifeline that saved SpaceX. The Falcon 9 and Dragon capsule followed, redefining space travel with reusable boosters that land with sci-fi precision, a feat once deemed impossible. Vance recounts the first booster landing in 2015, Elon punching the air, his voice hoarse with victory. By June 2025, SpaceX is a titan, having launched over 450 missions, sent astronauts to the ISS, and disrupted an industry mired in bureaucracy. Starship, Elon's colossal Mars rocket, is testing for NASA's Artemis lunar missions, its prototypes towering over Boca Chica, Texas. Starship is the key to Mars, he told Vance. And you can feel his obsession, his dream of a self-sustaining colony by 2050, a city of 1 million under a red sky. SpaceX's reusable rockets have slashed launch costs, forcing competitors to adapt. Employees describe a culture of relentless innovation, with Elon still diving into engineering reviews, challenging assumptions. SpaceX wasn't about profit, it was about humanity's destiny, Vance writes, and that vision makes you want to dream bigger, fight harder. As SpaceX reached for the stars, Elon dove into Tesla, founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning to build electric cars. In 2004, he invested $70 million, becoming chairman and lead designer, driven to end fossil fuel dependence. The Roadster, a sleek sports car, aimed for a 200-mile range and supercar speed, but costs ballooned to $140 million, with failing suppliers and faulty parts, doors jamming, batteries overheating. In 2008, as CEO, Elon faced bankruptcy amid the financial crisis, funding Tesla with loans, selling his McLaren F1. Tesla was days from death, he told Vance, and my heart aches imagining him pleading with investors, sleeping in the Fremont factory beside assembly lines. He redesigned batteries, door latches, software, his intensity inspiring yet draining. The Roadster launched, proving EVs could be desirable, but the crisis persisted. The Model S, unveiled in 2012, was a masterpiece. 400-mile range, 17-inch touchscreen, ludicrous mode outrunning Ferraris. We made it through hell, Elon said, his voice breaking, and I feel that relief like a storm passing. By 2013, Tesla was profitable, Model S winning Motor Trend's Car of the Year. The Model 3 launched 2017 aimed at the masses, but production was hell. I thought we'd die, he told Vance, sleeping on the factory floor tweaking robots. By 2025, Model 3, Model Y, and Cybertruck lead EVs, gigafactories in Shanghai, Berlin, and Texas power sustainability and self-driving tech advances, forcing rivals like GM and Ford to electrify. Elon rewrote energy, Vance writes, and the scale is staggering, a revolution sparked by one man's refusal to quit. Elon's other ventures push boundaries. Neuralink, founded 2016, merges brains with AI to treat disorders and counter AI risks. We must evolve, he told Vance. And by 2025, human trials help patients move or communicate, though ethical debates rage. The Boring Company, born from his traffic frustration, runs a Las Vegas tunnel, with grander plans stalled. xAI's Grok, built by my creators, accelerates science driven by Elon's quest for cosmic truth. He asks why the universe exists, Vance writes, and that curiosity is his heartbeat. Elon's personal life is a storm. He married Justine Wilson in 1998. Their son Nevada's death at 10 weeks in 2002 broke him. I can't grieve with a mission, he said, but the pain lingered. Their 2008 divorce followed SpaceX and Tesla's strain. With Tallulah Riley, he married, divorced, remarried, and divorced again. A passionate but turbulent bond. With Grimes, he had children with names like XAEA12, sharing joy but strained by work. His tweets, smoking weed on Joe Rogan, a $420 Tesla tweet costing $40 million, make him a chaotic icon. He's his own worst enemy, an investor told Vance, yet his candor draws millions. By 2025, Elon's legacy is colossal. SpaceX's 450-plus missions, Tesla's EV dominance, Neuralink's hope, xAI's truth-seeking redefined progress. Starship aims for Mars, a colony by 2050. Critics say he overpromises, exhausting employees. Will he save humanity or break? Vance asks. His Mars dream feels mad, yet real. A call to reach higher. His story moves me, a reminder to fight, risk, dream,